Hello, thanks for joining me this evening and congrats on your engagement. Today, I'm going to walk through 3 secrets that will help you choose the perfect destination wedding location. So grab your notebook, find a quiet space, and feel free to write any questions in the comment box and I'll be sure to answer them at the end. So let's jump right in. This is what you'll learn today. We're going to talk about the perfect time of year to book a destination wedding, how to book the best package for the right price, and how to get extra perks from hotels and service providers. Well, I know why you're here now, but let me tell you a little bit about why I'm here. About me. My name is Courtney Nichols. I'm owner and founder of Travel Bash, a small boutique travel company specializing in experience planning for groups, couples, and of course, brides. As a former destination bride myself, I know how stressful it can be planning a wedding abroad, which is why I want to make sure it's easy, stress-free, and fun for you. So I put up just a few fun facts about myself. As I said, I'm a former destination bride. The picture to the right, I got married in Riviera Maya, Mexico. My first solo flight was at age 10 to grandma's house. I've lived in Europe, and I've actually lived in 5 different states in the last 9 years. I am mom to Zoe, my 4-legged schnauzer baby, and I love throwing different events for friends and family. So I'm a lover of celebration. Then those last 2 words, my heart, tequila and tacos. So let's start at the beginning. First things first, emotions. You must put your foot down so you can make the decisions for your wedding. I know you're like, what does this have to do with your perfect location? A lot. I know both sides of your family is probably driving you nuts. You just got engaged like 3 minutes ago, enough to make it Facebook official, and everyone has questions already. I can see the stress starting to show up, but this is a destination wedding. No time for that. That means you can't be out here doing it for the gram. It's not for everybody. Remember, it's about you, and it's for you. You will always have opinions coming from all different directions. So let's talk about that. I had a client, Jamonica. She was married last year at the Royalton Blue Waters in Jamaica. So she was struggling with those things that I listed above, trying to please everyone, bridesmaids, family, people nagging, why do you want to do it here? What are you doing there? So we really had to work together to change her outlooks on things. This was helpful. If she didn't put her foot down, this is what would have happened. And it could happen to you. If you don't put your foot down, you're going to have a wedding you do not love, on-site disasters, you and your spouse unhappy, the wrong location for the wrong people. You'll choose the wrong date based on someone else's schedule and then find out they're not even going to show up. You'll have the wrong people present. It'll cost you money, cost you time, and of course, extra stress. With that said, destination wedding brides, the second thing, you must be adaptable. You're like, what? Why? It's my wedding. If you want things to be a certain way, a destination wedding might not be for you. I mean, colors, flowers, custom stationery, that's all good. Now, granted, I'm a type A personality and survive with no problems. But you know what I mean? Those brides who want the flowers imported from Italy, crystal china on the tables, and John Legend singing at their wedding. Don't get me wrong, I would like that too. But with all that said, that doesn't mean you can't have a beautiful wedding. It just means you need to know how to adapt because you'll be in a location that's new to you. Maybe you visited a couple of times, but different countries have different rules and there might be different languages, customs, and cultures. So let's take a look at Katie's wedding. This was my client that got married in Hawaii. It wasn't all inclusive. They didn't have the band that she wanted, and she had to change her wedding from a daytime event to evening due to them scheduling multiple weddings in a day. However, after looking at this slide, we negotiated her honeymoon rate. She was able to create custom itinerary and invites with the on-site team. They added a welcome party in a secret location. We got different amenities added and an additional wedding coordinator on site. I would say that's a win-win. So here's what happens if you don't adapt. You'll probably be disappointed. So let's get to it. Here are the 3 things you need to do now. You got your notebook? Sit down and make a plan. Start with these items. Personality, meaning will you have a formal wedding? Will it be laid back, over the top? How will your wedding reflect your personality? Number 2, your guest list. Before choosing a location, you need to know how many people you plan to invite and then cut that list in half. There's some resorts that can only accommodate 25 people. Then there's some that can accommodate 500 people. And say that you have a venue that can accommodate 300, but then your hotel you pick only has 100 rooms. Those are things you need to think about. Then lastly, the B word, budget. Do you have a wine taste, but on a beer budget? Or are you ready to go all out and do it luxe? That's something you need to think about. The next thing you need to look at is time of year. Why this is important. Nobody is going to Bermuda in the wintertime. And Greece, it goes dead after October. And Fiji has ugly sinkholes that make the beach look atrocious at certain points of the year. And then you've got to think flights could be limited, weather could be too cold. You have some places that could be too hot, miserable for you and guests. Then don't forget about that hurricane season. It lasts from June to November. Then think about it. There's resorts that do a lot of construction and updates in the fall. High season in the Caribbean usually runs from December to April. So depending on when you get married, prices could drop dramatically. For example, you have a greater chance of seeing good deals and lower prices in July, August, September versus December, January, February. Then the ABCs, Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, all sit outside the hurricane belt. So it's a great time to go during those summer months. But again, this is different for every bride and for what every bride wants, from Europe to Asia to the Caribbean. Next factor, back to the budget. Are you all inclusive or are you pay as you go? Do you want kids or would you rather be adults only? Why this is important. Prices and packages are dynamic and change depending on this factor. Typically, all-inclusives are less expensive for you and your guests. And on top of that, between the all-inclusives, family-friendly resorts are usually cheaper than the adults-only resorts. However, you usually get an upgraded level of service at the adults-only. Then there are resorts like the Hyatt Ziva and Zalera that offer you the best of both worlds. You can stay at the adults-only but get married at the kids-friendly side and then have your niece or nephew or whoever, if they're select children that you want to invite. So moving to pay-as-you-go. Most domestic destination weddings offer this type of pricing. You're going to pay a la carte for everything. For example, I referenced Katie's wedding earlier in Hawaii. If you get married there, you need to know that it's pay-as-you-go. You will get pricing for room, no extras, and sometimes breakfast. The U.S. really doesn't offer that all-inclusive option. So be ready to pay for ceremony, reception, alcohol, and the list keeps going. On the other hand, in the Caribbean, especially Jamaica, Mexico, and the Dominican Republic, you can find all-inclusive resorts and wedding packages everywhere, meaning guests could literally go to these places essentially with no money, and they would have a great time because everything would be included, alcohol as well. Now, with that said, I don't advise it, but I wanted to throw it out there so you could really see what I mean. Again, this is all different depending on the bride. Some brides are okay with pay-as-you-go, others aren't. It also depends on what you want in your wedding and for your guests. The best bang for your buck is to speak to someone who knows about the different packages offered. Just a note, I'll put a link in the description to my free destination wedding budget tracker. This is a helpful tool for you to look at how much each category of your trip and honeymoon will cost. So make sure that you download this. Now to more freebies and the good stuff. How to book the best package for the right price. Hey, you have the ability to get extra perks. Let me say it again. You have the ability to get extra perks. Why this is important? Going back to your vision, your day, and what you want for your wedding. So Courtney, how do we do this? I'm so glad you asked. It's simple. Work with a travel professional and make sure you're not overlooking the free packages offered to you. There are usually a few different options. What I did was choose the free package when I got married and then added all the additional extras that I wanted. Most resorts offer freebies to brides and grooms all the time. from special honeymoon perks to dinners on the beach to preferred club and even upgraded rooms. Next, make sure you are securing a certain amount of rooms or staying in a certain category for a certain amount of days. I know that's a little bit confusing, so I'm going to back it up. What does this mean? Resorts reward you for bringing your family and friends to the resort. So if you have 20 rooms staying for 3 days or more, you're likely to get more than if you had 2 or 3 rooms for 1 or 2 days. They want and they thrive from your business, so they will do whatever it takes to secure it. A few more examples of extra perks could be private transfers to and from the resort, sometimes in a limo, Escalade. You could get a private photo shoot, spa credits, and other related resort perks. That is why it's imperative you look at what each resort offers and make sure to communicate clearly with your on-site team and travel agent. They make things happen. Let's talk about Jasmine. Jasmine got married in Mexico last year. She was a client of mine, and she initially put down a deposit to hold all the rooms for her guests. Not only was she refunded the deposit, but she got an additional $230 back. So for her and her new hubby-to-be, they were able to stay in a 1-bedroom jacuzzi suite for 7 days without paying anything. That's how you do it. She secured a certain amount of rooms and was able to add a semi-private welcome reception as well. Talk about savings, more freebies. Not only do I want you to know how to choose the perfect location, I want you to be able to ask the right questions when working with your on-site team. That is why I've also put a link to my questions to ask your on-site team in the description. Do not forget to download. It'll go over several different questions that is imperative to make your day even greater. So let's review this. Takeaways. Stop listening to others. It's your special day. It's about you. First and foremost. You've got to be adaptable. Destination wedding. You're planning a wedding from the States. You might not get everything you want. They might do things differently, but you'll still have a beautiful wedding. Make a plan. Think about personality, guest list, and budget. Consider the time of year. Again, do you want an all-inclusive, pay-as-you-go, kids, adults, and again, work with a destination wedding professional. They can help you with package options, upgrades, and extra perks. So let's get to the questions. For anyone who still has questions or want to talk travel, I'm offering a free call with me. Just schedule an appointment using the link in the description and I'll get you on my calendar. So I'm going to answer a few questions that I got today from social. So don't forget, if you have any questions, you can put them in the comment box now and I'll take a look and make sure to answer it. So let's jump right into these. Stacy asked, how many people should I have at my wedding? This is a good question. It kind of varies. It depends on, do you want a smaller wedding or a bigger wedding? For the most part, destination weddings never really see more than 40 to 50 guests. A lot of packages start with 25 people. So that's something that you need to think about when planning your wedding. Let's see. Jada from social, what happens if the weather ruins my venue? Good question. This is where your on-site team comes in hand. You'll always have a backup plan. All the resorts and hotels have a ballroom or a different location that you'll go to. So it goes back to being adaptable. The weather will not ruin your wedding. Let's see. And then I have one from Mary. Do they have to pick packages or let's see what she said. Do you have to pick packages with the resorts or can they be customized? So that is another good question. There's several different packages and more resorts are trying to win out with business. They're customizing. So it's not as cookie cutter and saying you have to pick package A or package B or package C. You can take a little bit of package A, put a little bit of C. And again, what I told you I did was the free package and then add it on. Because we got married in Mexico, I added maracas on the chairs. I did special little touches. Instead of doing champagne toast, I did tequila shots. So there's several different things that you can do. No more questions? Okay. Once again, make sure you download all the freebies referenced today and schedule a one-on-one with me. You can also email me. I know I threw a lot at you, and you come and you think about it, or you get with your fiance, your mom, or your sister, your bridesmaids. Email me, Courtney@travel-bash.com. And Courtney, Courtnie @travel, TRAVEL-BASH.com. I want to thank you so much for listening this evening, and I look forward to hearing from you. Congratulations, good luck, and have a great evening.